The member for Wright.
I thank you, Mr Speaker, and I rise today to highlight the plight of the Australian dairy industry, and in particular the dairy industry in Queensland and South East Queensland, which are doing it incredibly tough at the moment. And I also rise to put my support behind Beaudesert, which was recently announced as the 2017 legendary capital of the subtropical region, is now in the running to take out the national legendary capital. Beaudesert is set in the rolling hills of the scenic rim and boasts around 34 dairies. Well, there was 34 when we wrote this speech, Mr Speaker. There's probably a couple of them that have fallen over by now. We produce 8% of Queensland's total milk, and those farmers are punching well above their weight, producing 47 million litres per year, or just over 11% of the state's production. Beaudesert dairy farmers have often had to deal with the cruel inflictions of Mother Nature. Earlier this year, scenic rim farmers had to deal with a massive crop losses, fences being washed away in the aftermath of tropical cyclone Debbie. These extreme events happened before and will happen again. But the worst of Mother Nature comes the best of human nature. The resilience of local farmers and the support of the local community means that they are quickly back on their feet, but they still wear the financial scars. It's always been that way around Beaudesert. It's a great community, and we got in behind and helped our farmers. These characteristics are personified by the Daughters of Dairy Farmers Group, founders Rowan, Joanne Mollinger and Lisa Harrison, aim to educate and encourage consumers to buy branded milk and to break down the stereotypes through social media. Helping with a $2,500 grant through the Dairy Australian Legendary Capital Program, the group helped distribute life-size cutout cows around town for local businesses and schools to decorate. The group, which held a legendary event to launch the artwork, can now be seen along with cattle pads all around our town. It's a moving reminder of the struggles that our dairy farmers are facing, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, there's an ACCC report coming down to give its findings on a Senate report into the dairy industry. You don't have to go too far into having a chat with our dairy industry where they solely lay the blame of their financial demise at $1 a milk. I mean, I commend the legendary national capital work, but I would encourage that that Australians would pay, that the retailers would abandon their dollar milk campaign, which is crippling the industry. Day by day, I'm losing dairy farmers because they are being asked to produce milk below their production costs. If Australians would just show their compassion, as my community shows compassion to the dairy farmers, we could maybe save the industry, we could save some farmers, and we could save an industry.